Now I am going to dictate a legal passage based on latest judgment of the Calcutta High Court at the rate of 120 words per minute. Let's start. The present appeal has been preferred against the judgment and order dated 06/12/2010 passed by the Division Bench of the High Court of Karnataka Circuit Bench at Dharwad in the criminal appeal number 666 of 2007, whereby the High Court upheld the conviction and sentence imposed upon the present appellant under sections 302 and 304 of the IPC and for offences under sections 3 and 5 punishable under sections 25 and 27 of Arms Act 1959 by judgment dated 28/29/03/2007 passed by the FTC II and Additional Sessions Judge Belagam in Sessions Trial number 267 of 2006 para. The conviction is based on circumstantial evidence relying on the last seen theory supported by the recovery of articles including the weapon of crime and forensic evidence and the act of abscondence by the appellant para. As the appellant is seeking reversal of the concurrent findings by the two courts below, the Sessions Court and the High Court, this court has to tread very cautiously as observed by this court on numerous occasions, including in Mikala Sivaya versus State of Andhra Pradesh within bracket 2022 8 SCC 253, wherein it has been held that unless the findings are perverse and rendered in ignorance of material evidence, this court should be slow in interfering with occurring findings. It was thus observed by this court in Mikala Sivaya within bracket Supra in the following words para. It is well settled by judicial pronouncement that Article 136 is worded in wide terms and powers conferred under the said article are not hedged by any technical hurdles. This overriding and exceptional power is, however, to be exercised sparingly and only in furtherance of cause of justice. Thus, when the judgment under appeal has resulted in grave miscarriage of justice by some misapprehension or misreading of evidence or by ignoring material evidence, then this court is not only empowered but is well expected to interfere to promote the cause of justice para. It is not the practice of this court to reappreciate the evidence for the purpose of examining whether the findings of fact concurrently arrived at by the trial court and the High Court are correct or not. It is only in rare and exceptional cases where there is some manifest illegality or grave and serious miscarriage of justice on account of misreading or ignoring material evidence that this court would interfere with such finding of fact para. Keeping the aforesaid approach in mind, this court would proceed examine the appeal at hand by considering whether there is a manifest error or illegality in the impugned judgment and whether any grave and serious miscarriage of justice on account of misreading or ignoring material evidence has occurred in the present case. This would invariably require a proper examination of the facts and context of the case, for which we must revisit the background facts of the case and the evidence adduced considered by the trial court as well as the High Court para. The prosecution case in brief is that the appellant and the deceased Bikram Sindhe were friends about 8 months prior to the incident which occurred on 10/07/2006. The appellant had borrowed a sum of rupees 4,000 from one Robindra Chauhan within bracket PW 19 in order to lend the same in turn to the deceased, which however was not returned by the deceased to the appellant even after a lapse of about 7 to 8 months despite repeated demands to return the same. In that connection, there was an argument between the appellant and the deceased, in which the deceased had apparently insulted the appellant, because of which the appellant before a grudge against the deceased. Stop. Thank you.